All right, what's up, everybody? Who dat? Saints lose the opener of the Kellen Moore era, 20-13 to Arizona.
Go this way.
Hey, where are we going?
The mall.
Going to the mall. Hey, what do we say when the Saints are playing?
Who dat?
Who dat? You guys darn
Go
right.
this way.
Who dat forever.
Go this way. Go this way.
Go this way. So, welcome to another season. Shout out to everybody who's been here with us on these drives before. If you're new, after the Saints play, I take Drew, we go to the mall. It's our customary thing on Sundays. I push him around the wagon, we ride the elevators, and while we ride to the mall, hang out and give a little quick reaction to the Saints game. Saints lose 20. I have thoughts on the game I want to get into, but I want to reiterate something that I've said on every platform I'm on all offseason, that you're not going to hear me yell and scream and curse and all that sort of stuff about results of games this year, because I'm not expecting this team to be very good, and I'm going to be consistent with that. They're going to be the less talented team. They're going to go against more experienced coaches and better quarterbacks, and the whole season they're going to face that all year. And so I'm not saying losing's okay, but I'm just expecting it because that's what you're doing in a rebuild. Go this way. That's what you're going to expect. What I will not be okay with, and what you will hear me criticize, are lack of discipline, very obvious coaching mistakes, and there are some pretty glaring ones in this game. For example, the New Orleans Saints were flagged 14 times in this ballgame. Now, 11 penalties were accepted, but 3 were declined. You were flagged 14 times. Listen, sometimes penalties of aggression are going to happen. Like, you're going to commit a holding, you're going to commit a PI. Like, those are going to happen. What I can't tolerate is illegal formation on a field goal at the end of the game when you got 5 dudes in the backfield. Like, I mean, go this way. This is like what you expect a 7th grade football team to know. That's the kind of stuff where I go, you keep getting hit with illegal formation and false starts, and you just don't have your act together. Like, that's where I prop. The end of the first half, Kellen Moore not using his timeouts is completely inexcusable. There was a 1st and 5. Arizona converts. The Saints could have called a timeout and stopped the clock with minute 52. They could have stopped the clock with a minute 52, and you would have had 2 more timeouts. Go this way. And you can say, but it's first down. Yes, but it's 1st and goal. And they could score on 1 play or 2 plays, and you may not even need to use another timeout. As it was, the Saints, they scored in 2 plays. The Saints could have had about a minute and a half remaining with 2 timeouts to go into a 2-minute offense. And if the argument is, well, you don't trust Spencer Rattler in a 2-minute offense at the end of the half, then why is he your starting quarterback? This is the National Football League. He is a paid professional athlete. It is the National Football League, and you cannot give away possessions in the National Football League, as you just saw. Blake Grupe missed a 37-yard field goal, and you were still there at the end of the game with a chance to go tie it or potentially win it. Go this way. You cannot just give away a possession in the NFL. So those are the things that I have a major gripe with. There was some really good. I thought Kendre Miller looked explosive running the football, and that's really optimistic. You had a 10-play touchdown drive in the first half. Go this way. You had a 10-play touchdown drive in the first half where you did not face a 3rd down on that drive. Now, you did get lucky because Rattler threw a pick that was wiped out by an illegal contact call, which was very iffy. But nonetheless, you went down, you scored. Kamara looked great on that touchdown run and on that drive. Erica. Look, McBride, the tight end from Arizona, is awesome. I mean, there was a drive, the scoring drive they put together on the Marvin Harrison touchdown drive where he converted 2 3rd and longs. They converted a 3rd and 10 and a 3rd and 12 with McBride. He's just awesome. I mean, he might be the most unheralded tight end in the NFL, where we get so hyper-focused on Kittle and Kelsey and and guys who are Andrews and the guys who are amazing. Drew, last time, baby. Go this way. That's a guy who was an 1,100-yard receiver a year ago. Every year in the NFL, he's continued to increase his productivity, and he is a really good player. Look at the first half alone, you had 8 penalties, and two were declined. You were flagged 10 times in the first half. So, I mean, think about that. 10 penalty. You were flagged 10 times in the first half. 8 were accepted. So you had 3 more that were accepted in the second half and 1 that was declined. So you cut the number down, but still way too many. Talked about the end of the first half with Kellen not using his timeouts. His explanation going to the locker room was awful. It was an absolutely atrocious explanation. We were trying to wait the clock, and like they did a good job. They did a good job milking the clock because you didn't use your timeouts. I mean, like I tweeted, like, any ideas here as to why? Like seriously, anybody got a realistic explanation what he was thinking? And Matt Flynn, of course, who works with us at ESPN Baton Rouge, former NFL quarterback, like, possible that he just forgot it's like he has the autonomy to do it. I mean, maybe being his first time out there. Look, I mean, there was some good stuff. Like, you gave up the 52-yard run in the second half, but on that drive, the defense really buckled down and held him to a field goal. The flip side of it is Blake Grupe missed a 37-yarder, which is, I mean, unconscionable. I mean, Blake Grupe was so good in training camp. Ross Jackson charted all of his kicks all throughout camp, and I don't know that Grupe missed a kick. I guess I'm trying to think of it. I don't know that he missed a kick in training camp. And you miss a 37-yarder. There you are with 2 possessions near the end of the game where you're in the red zone, and I know you had to get a touchdown there, but and you still would have needed a touchdown had he made the other kick, but the dynamic of how you approach everything changes when you get points on the board. Now, thankfully, Brzee blocked a field goal, which was awesome. So because without Brzee's block, if they make that field goal, then it's a 2-score game, and the drive at the end is irrelevant anyway. So super disappointing for Grupe to miss that kick. I mean, the defense did some good things. I thought the first defensive drive was really good. Cam Jordan came up. I don't know if officially he had 2 sacks or a sack and a half, but Cam played all the extra snaps with Chase Young out. I think the Saints ended up with 4 sacks in the game. I'm not looking at the box score. Forgive me if I had that number wrong. So the pressure was a couple of those in the first half where Kyler scrambling and went down behind the line of scrimmage. But look, after that first stop that the Saints got, Arizona scored on 4 straight possessions. You didn't get a stop for the rest of the first half, and then into the second half, you finally came up with a stop. And I tweeted it, but it goes without saying, like, if the Saints down 20-10, we're going to get back at the ball game, right? Because after Benson ripped off the long run, you held them to the field goal. They're up 20-10. Like, they had scored on 4 straight possessions. Like, if you're going to give your offense a chance to get back in the ball game, you got to get stops. And thankfully, your defense started getting off the field, which was great to see. But then there's Kroger hits the punt, angles it. Their returner goes out at the 6. I mean, you got them backed up deep. It looks like they might be flagged for a safety right there, holding in the end zone. But they moved them back. They were at the 1. And then you let them convert out of the end zone. I mean, they converted right there on... after that, you had them backed up. You couldn't get off the field. They converted 2 first downs and flipped the field on you. Disappointing to see Taliesin Fuaga injured. Hope that's not serious. We'll wait and see what it is. Olave, a scary moment. He was injured, but went back in. And then, man, we'll replay it a bunch. Juwan Johnson there at the end of the game with a chance to tie it. Beautiful ball by Rattler on the 3rd down play. I mean, it's a beautiful ball by Rattler. Put it high. That's why you got a 6'6" tight end, receiver on the field, pass catcher on the field to be able to go up and make plays like that. And Rattler put it where his guy could get it, and Johnson had his hands on it, couldn't survive the ground, which is so disappointing, man, because who knows what would happen if this thing had gone to overtime, or maybe in that situation, Kellen Moore goes for 2 in the win. What do you got to lose type scenario? Maybe. I don't know what he would have done. It's all hypothetical at this point, but but really disappointing that he didn't come down with that ball there where he had a shot to give the Saints to tie it or potentially go for the win. So, please smash the like button. Over 600 you watching. I appreciate that greatly. Please smash the like button if you're new. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all very much. There were some really good things, and I've told y'all the thing that I want to see foundationally is, do we see some of the young guys emerge? Kelvin Banks, didn't hear his name called. Love to hear that. Rookie left tackle making his first making his first start. Didn't even hear his name called. It was awesome. Really good debut. Kendre Miller looks so fast and explosive. At one point, I don't know what he finished with. Again, I'm not looking at the box score, but at one point, he was averaging over 7 yards a carry, which is great to see. Shaheed was quiet. Olave came up with a few. I thought the overturn on Olave's ball at the end was bogus. It might have hit the ground, but it certainly wasn't indisputable. But I thought Olave played well. I'll have to think a little bit more about Rattler. He didn't set the world on fire, and I think they protected him a lot. He threw the interception down the field early that got negated because of the illegal contact. But for the most part, I think he protected the football and played a smart game. I'd love to see him use his legs a little more. Not that you want to turn him into a runner, but all in all, a solid, if not spectacular, debut for Spencer Rattler. Defensively, first play of the game, Devon Gottschall came up with the stuff. I thought you were pretty good against the run, save the 52-yarder. I know you can't take that away, but that was a play where that wasn't the interior of your defensive line. That was Isaac Adam, who had a shot to get Benson on the sideline, didn't get him down or out of bounds, and he ends up ripping off a long run. I see someone said Rattler had a 56% completion rate. That's objectively not good, but I also understand there's certain situations like the end of the game where you're throwing, where you're forced to throw the ball. Goodest way. I don't know that I look at what Rattler did at any point and thought to myself, like, what are you doing? That's an atrocious throw. That's a terrible decision. I think they gave him a lot of manageable stuff throughout the game. DeMario Davis, ageless wonder, making plays. Carl Granderson had a sack in the ball game as well. Kool-Aid McKinstry had a really, really tough ask, man. And if he's going to be a number one corner, if he's going to be a number one corner, he's going to face everybody's Marvin Harrison every week. And, Harrison had the big 45-yarder down the right sideline. Goodest way. Might have had a 99-yard touchdown if Kyler Murray doesn't throw an atrocious ball when there was no safety deep and Harrison got behind the corner. Anyway, but defensively, I thought the Saints were solid. You hold you hold a team like that this way to 20 points. Like, you're going to be in a lot of football games. I think Kellen Moore is going to have to maybe trust Rattler a little more to open that thing up if you're going to be able to move the ball and score points. So I think in the first half, Rattler had 86 yards passing. You're just gonna have to be better. Again, I want to be clear. I'm not lauding Spencer Rattler. I'm not saying he was great. I'm not saying he was even played winning football. Good this way, but he didn't turn it over. He led a great 2-minute drive at the end of the game with a chance to go win it. Put a ball where Juwan Johnson could have gotten it. All that to say, I am approaching this in a very sensible, realistic way. I know what this team is. I know what they aren't. They are a team that has aging veterans near the end of their career, coupled with a lot of really young players. They're a team that has spent quite literally the least amount of money in the NFL, relative percent of the salary cap, on quarterback, which is the most important position in organized team sports. Go this way. This is not I've said it, they're not a contending team. They will not be a contender. You are a 6-point home dog to Arizona. So you got to understand what they are. So we take games this year with a grain of salt. Are we seeing progress? Are we seeing young players play well? Are we seeing starters established? That's what I'm looking for. So tell me what you're looking for. Christian Fields says 10-11 wins. Christian, you are outside of your brain. I mean, you might be high. You might actually be high. You're high trolling. You're high. You're trolling, or you're just insane. Go this way. Anyway, all right, let's get out of here. Take Drew into the mall. We'll go walk around, get home, watch the 3 o'clock games, and well, I'll watch Packers Lions on my phone when I walk around in here. Looking forward to that, and then it should be a good one tonight, man. With the Ravens and the Bills. By the way, consensus pick on Jimmy Ott's Football Sunday from all the sharp bettors on the Ravens laying a 1.5 in Buffalo. Could be interesting. So, all right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Please smash the like button if you would. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all greatly for being here. Who dat? Say who dat?
Who dat?
Who dat? All right, y'all. Have a great one.